Okay, we started out the day doing a little live extra point field goals. Our emphasis was on the edge. We hadn't done that up to this point. We had a third down period with our ones and our twos. In a scripted scenario, we had a 2-minute situation for our ones and our twos with officials and everything that goes with it. And then we end up having about a 60-play scrimmage where we put the ball down and let the guys play. In the middle of it, we also had 2 live kickoff returns. Last week was punt return. This week was kickoff return. So overall, I liked our attitude, our intensity, our energy. Our guys, I felt like we wanted to be coached flying around. We just got to work on being more consistent. We're letting everybody play like we did last scrimmage too. Obviously, our expectations are high with the guys that are returning. But we're finding out a lot of information, from a coach's standpoint in these scrimmages.
Last time you talked about how the defense had the upper hand. What was your feeling this time?
I think it was a little bit of both today. I think the defense, I think they had a big interception, almost returned it for a touchdown, and then the offense scored a couple times. So I think it was a little bit of both today.
Was the offense any better in the red zone, Gus?
Yes, they were a little better today in the red zone, especially compared to last week.
Up to your standard?
Our standard is extremely high. I mean, it's hard for me to say when you rotate 3 different groups in there. As far as that, it was better, but at the end of spring, we'll be able to see everything and judge, as far as that goes.
Were these improvements with the first team, the second, was it across the board?
I think it was across the board. I mean, I think the defense it was probably a pretty even scrimmage if you really look at everything. But there were some good things on both sides of the football, and like I said, the energy I thought was very good.
Last week you liked the physicality of the scrimmage. How was it this week?
Yeah, it was good. I think we ran the ball more than we threw it from an offensive standpoint. Really focused on the gap game more today. It was kind of more zone game the first scrimmage. So we tried to really run the ball downhill and try to stop the run versus downhill.
Because do you know how you'll do 8A? Yeah.
Our plan is right now, I mean, we're a little banged up, but our plan is right now to do it similar to like we did last year and the year before. Have 2 different groups, put the offense on one sideline, defense on the other sideline, and have a blue and white group. So it'll be something similar to that. Once we see how we, made it through this scrimmage here, probably Tuesday or Thursday, I'll be able to be more specific. But our plan is, we're planning for a big crowd. We want to make it, worth our fans' time, and at the same time, from a coach's standpoint, we want to see how our guys respond in front of the crowd. So we're really looking forward to that.
So will the quarterbacks be handled like it was 2 years ago when you had Jonathan and Kyle, or will it be more like last year with Jeremy?
Yeah, we'll probably decide that Thursday, but all quarterbacks will play.
Can you talk about how the quarterbacks did today?
I thought they did some good things. I think Jeremy had a better scrimmage than he had the first scrimmage. He's had a really good week. And then of course Sean, he's doing a solid job too.
How did you divvy up reps at tailback?
Still rotated those 3 guys. Rotated them with the ones and the twos, and give them equal reps, and that's kind of been our plan all spring.
I guess it seemed Duke has been dealing just with a minor leg issue. Brett said it was nothing of any kind of consequence, but it's even limited at all, even today.
He practiced today. Some of the guys, especially the skill guys, I mean, what is this, practice 11, are going to have little minor things, but nothing serious. But there's a lot of guys that have minor things at this point, but that's to be expected because we've been grinding pretty hard.
Mentioned a couple of red zone touchdowns. Anything receiving wise stand out today?
Not that really stands out right now, when I'm looking big picture.
What about Carl Lawson and Alex Kozan? Did they get in this one?
They did that. They did all the stuff but the actual scrimmage. They got most of the reps in the third down. They got most of the reps in the 2-minute situations on both sides. So they got a lot of work, with that. We also did a little 7-on-7 to start out too, in a little 1-on-1 pass rush, O-line, D-line, probably the first 5 minutes.
What about Jonathan Jones, Justin Garrett, Rashid Kenyon, any of those guys?
No, they didn't practice today.
At this point, you're feeling like Kozan's going to be ready to go 2 days.
It looks that way. I mean, he's done all the thud stuff. hadn't done anything, any of the live stuff, but, you know, he's been banged around a little bit, and he's came off the ball enough, and, we're pleased with where he's at right now. It's very encouraging.
How about the centers? They have another good day
They,
snapping the ball?
they did. I can't remember any snaps that were errant, you know, and both those guys are competing, and, you know, I think both of them are doing a solid job.
Guys, unrelated to, off topic to all this, but Hughes has been consolidated, and obviously you spent a lot of time there teaching, coaching, the field dedication. Just what is your reaction to a place where you started your career no longer having that school?
Yeah, you know, that was something that they talked about. You know, last time I was there was a possibility. You know, West Memphis is right up the road, and there's gonna be a lot of good athletes at that school.
Gus, can you talk about your coaching clinic? How did that go?
It went very well. I think we had right at 750 coaches. It's been very well, very good. It's great to see those guys, and a lot of guys have returned, you know, from last year or even the last 2 years.
Anything else?
Gus, we have a 2D after spring, do you plan to have one?
Yes, we're planning on we're gonna try to do as many things like we did last year as possible as far as all that goes.
All right,